tuition costs at colleges and universities have been exploding, and I mean absolutely exploding, while academics have been obsessed with indoctrinating America's youth. The time has come to reclaim our once great educational institutions from the radical left, and we will do that. Our secret weapon will be the college accreditation system. It's called accreditation for a reason. The accreditors are supposed to ensure that schools are not ripping off students and taxpayers, but they have failed totally. When I return to the White House, I will fire the radical left accreditors that have allowed our colleges to become dominated by Marxist maniacs and lunatics. We will then accept applications for new accreditors who will impose real standards on colleges once again and once and for all. These standards will include defending the American tradition and Western civilization, protecting free speech, eliminating wasteful administrative positions that drive up costs incredibly, removing all Marxist diversity, equity, and inclusion bureaucrats, offering options for accelerated and low-cost degrees, providing meaningful job placement and career services, and implementing college entrance and exit exams to prove that students are actually learning and getting their money's worth. Furthermore, I will direct the Department of Justice to pursue federal civil rights cases against schools that continue to engage in racial discrimination and schools that persist in explicit, unlawful discrimination under the guise of equity will not only have their endowments taxed, but through budget reconciliation, I will advance a measure to have them fined up to the entire amount of their endowment. A portion of the seized funds will then be used as restitution for victims of these illegal and unjust policies that hurt our country so badly. Colleges have gotten hundreds of billions of dollars from hardworking taxpayers, and now we are going to get this anti-American insanity out of our institutions once and for all.
He is not messing around. This is one of the rare moments in history. Listen, we are listening and witnessing real history in real time. Before, it almost seems like he's already president of the United States of America. Thank God we finally got some backbone and some masculinity to address the issues that we've all been concerned about all of this time. It feels like new life, new blood. It does, man. It has this, it's electric. What's happening in the country right now. And I'm so glad that not only did he win the popular vote, not only did he paint the country red, that we have masculinity back in office. Oh, man, before we even get to what he's saying, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Tej Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. And come and kick it with me December 14th in Detroit. It's going to be an excellent, awesome show. Can't wait to kick it with y'all. Let me say this, man. Let me say this and say it clearly. This is a win for men. I know that 73% of black men decided that they wanted to vote for Kamala Harris. I know that 88% of black women decided that they wanted to vote for Kamala Harris. I remember I was talking to this girl back in college when I first graduated high school, and I went and visited her up at the University of Michigan. You know who you are. Shout out to you. And she said, Anton, I did incredible in high school, but I'm not sure that I was truly prepared for what this program, and it was an architecture program that she was in. She was becoming an architect. She said, I wasn't prepared for what this is. I can't compete. I can't compete. Now, I'm not sure if she had got in based off of diversity, equity, and inclusion or anything like that. But what I will tell you, outside of us having a good time, what I will tell you is that there are plenty of students that then get into these college programs and systems that are not qualified, ditto for the jobs that they then go and secure that they can't do. And they've created entire departments dedicated to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we have to get back to competing on a worldwide scale that ultimately drives the innovation inside of the United States of America. And other countries have not only caught up, but they've been rapidly passing us because they do not champion education. They champion identity politics, and that's where you got diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is a modification of affirmative action, and it's racist in its inception. It is a very racist narrative to say that somebody that does not qualify can't have, or somebody that does qualify can't have the job because somebody else that looks differently than them is supposed to get it. We done with that. We moving it out the way. And if you are a person that is standing on racist principles, and please miss me with that BS that always says that black people cannot be racist. They can, and a lot of them are. Not all of them, but they can, and a lot of them are. You are going to have to qualify. You're going to have to pick yourself up. You're going to have to grind. You're going to have to study and dedicate yourself. And if you are not prepared, then you will not be successful, and may the best person win. Now that we've graduated in this feminist movement to where people are saying that they want equal, well, then now that's what we get. In addition to that, I am tired, and this is the thing that parents and people have been complaining about for a long time, of people pushing this Marxist liberal agenda and this rhetoric into our schools and our universities that ultimately try to reprogram our children to be sassy, ashy, and not classy. And they have not been able to excel in life. They get out of college, they have a bunch of student loan debt, and then they can't actually qualify for any real job that adds any meaning to society. And so what they do is they then go and they say, well, I want student loan forgiveness, because they made an informed decision. And it's largely a reflection of their parents and being a part of single parent households, if you really want to be honest. And they have not been able to really be able to find their footing outside of being and finding their foundation in these groups and these little pods on these university campuses. And the universities themselves were meant to be institutions of learning, not institutions of propaganda. And so we've spent more time trying to program students instead of help them learn and prepare them for the best positions possible. And that is what our American universities have become. But finally, we got somebody with backbone that is willing to drain the swamp, stand on what America is really supposed to be about, and it is an institution of competition in our universities, and that is what's going to qualify you to be the best candidate for the job, the best candidate in society, and the best person in your household. We need strong people, strong universities, strong leadership like Donald Trump, and guess what? Guess what we now not going to do? We not going back to the things that we used to be a part of, as far as pushing this liberal agenda, this Obama agenda, this Biden agenda. Biden was a part of Obama. Kamala Harris was going to be a continuation of it. And we no longer going into that phase. Trump is standing up and he's saying, listen, we stand on this, we rock on this, and this is where we're going. This is the direction that we're going. This is where we're going to train our children to be. And again, for me, I'm already set. But the goal of how I voted was that I wanted the best America for my child. The way that I seen this country going, even when I had a child in 2008, I said, oh, this is going to be a grim place. They got men using women's bathrooms. They programming these people at the universities. I got to protect my child. But now we getting back to how we supposed to have been operating in the first place, the way that God ordained for us to be. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in and being a part of this movement. We are entering into the golden era of the United States of America, forward agenda, getting back to the core of traditional values and competing on the highest level. In these universities, y'all going to have to get it together or you're going to suffer. It's an either or, not an and. I love it. Black and white, the middle, we spit you out of our mouths. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. And make sure you come and get your tickets. Discount code Anton. Come kick it with me in person. Detroit, December 14th. I can't wait. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Masculinity is back. This is a win for men.